Joining us now is Colts head coach Marty Williamson and Cole Baudouin. Coach, your team put in an extreme effort tonight along with all series. Can you speak us through your thoughts on your team's performance?
First of all, they told me I wasn't going to be here, so I apologize for jumping out of my suit, and so I'm in a sweatshirt right now. They played hard. You know, we lost our way a little bit just on how to defend, and you know, when you allow 7 goals and then tonight another 6 or 7 and turn out to be 8 with an empty, you know, those kind of numbers, it's tough to win hockey games. And, you know, who knows how much that series, the 7 games against Kingston, you know, takes out of you mentally. And but a ton of credit to Oshawa. They played awfully well. You know, Brad did a great job, you know, coming in halfway through a season, you know, and taking over is a difficult thing as a coach. And for him to have that team playing as well as they are, a lot of credit to Oshawa and to Brad.
Cole, not the end of season that you wanted, but how special has it been to make it this deep in the playoffs with this specific group of players along you?
Yeah, it's been super special. Obviously not the outcome we wanted. We've been grinding all season long and love all those guys in there, but yeah, it fell short, and like Marty said, kudos to them. They have a good team over there, but I thought we fought till the end.
Marty, just the third period there, you go in even, you know, a chance again. They get the go-ahead goal. You guys have been able to fight back when you needed to, but again, you know, the penalty and then the quick goal in succession, it just seemed like their power play, when it needed to connect, it did.
Yeah, you know, it's one of the strongest in the league, and it's one of their weapons. And you know, there was times that our guys did a fantastic job against it, and then there was other times it's a matter of inches that pucks just get through, and the goalie doesn't get there or whatever the play is. And you know, the Barlows and the Senekes and the Richies can make you pay. Morelli, those guys can make you pay if you know, there is a, you know, and that's why penalties and discipline was so important.
Cole, you guys come here on the road, and you know, both games, pretty good starts. I felt first 40 minutes again tonight, you know, were pretty good. And I you know, imagine for you guys, you know, it's got to be a bit frustrating just knowing you're right there. But you know, whenever they needed a big goal, they got one.
Yeah, and obviously it sucked. We were right there, and then kind of third period came around. They got one, and then got a penalty, and then they got one right after that, and then it was an uphill battle from there. But like I said before, we fought to the end, so I'm proud of the group, but definitely frustrating.
Cole, and just obviously for guys like Bo and Dolan and Owen, you know, and obviously it's tough for everybody, but you know, just knowing it's their last games, and you guys have been through so much together. I mean, you know, just any thoughts to that? You know, the last junior games for them. Yeah,
it sucks, and we wanted to win it for our team, but also for them, and we wanted to keep this thing going, and it's unfortunately it had to end today, but yeah, they did everything, and to be with Gels for 3 years now, he's helped me so much, and for Wakes and Ovi to come in, they taught me so much as well, and they brought so much experience to this team.
Marty, for you, just, you know, obviously with this group, I mean, you know, it was a goal from day one to win a championship. You guys made some big moves, you know, bringing in Bertucci and the likes, and then the moves at the deadline. And, you know, obviously you don't get to the final, but it seems like, you know, this team gave it its best shot.
Well, yeah. I mean, the East was a different animal this year than a lot. It was a real gauntlet. There was like 6 teams that all could win, you know. So, you know, a lot of credit to Oshawa and us to get to this point, and then Oshawa was last man standing. So, you know, I'm proud of this group of guys. You know, I mean, as Jelly's been here, you know, with me for 4 years, and you know, on that he's been a great leader, and then to have a guy play as hard as he does, you know, beside me here, you know, it's just so impressive. And yeah, we wanted it for them and, you know, the group, but you know, as I said, it's you know, it's I thought when we got the 4th goal we were going to be able to come back in this thing, and it just wasn't meant to be. And that's the game of hockey. It's why you drop the puck every night.
Marty, and you know, anytime you go into a series, and obviously you got the first 2 games at home, right, and you lose 2, and I mean that's really tough mentally. But I mean, how proud of you that these guys here came on the road, and I thought they played their best 2 games of the series. I mean, in terms of, you're right there in both of them.
Yeah, I mean, even the first game, even though we thought we didn't have a great start to it, it was a 2-1 hockey game with an empty net goal. And, you know, and tonight's 3-3 going into the third, and overtime we had the lead with under a minute to go, or right around a minute. You know, there's a lot of there's a lot of intangibles, a lot of things to like, and obviously, as Kobo said, it's frustrating. It just didn't seem to bounce the score away. I thought we had a goal to start the game, and everything was great, and it's offside, and those are the ways things kind of went for us this series.
Cole, for you guys, I mean, the second half was a bit of a struggle. You had those 2 5-game losing streaks, but coming to playoff time, you guys were able to focus when you had to, and get back to playing the way you can.
Yeah, we played hard, and first series against Niagara, we played well, and then even against Kingston, we never gave up. And going into Game 7, we played our game, and now going into Oshawa, it's tough to lose 4 in a row. We wanted to keep fighting back, and like Marty said, and I believe in that group that we could have came back, but it's the way she goes, and yeah, it's tough.
Marty, there is, I know it's very fresh right now, but there's a lot of potential for returnees next year. Just like this team that beat you tonight, do you learn anything from this, as raw as it might be right now?
Well, I think you learn from everything, and as we kind of talked about in the room after, it's I think our players that are leaving us are going to learn from this experience, and the guys that are back are going to learn from this experience, and how hard it is and what it takes to win a championship, and these are all great life lessons. It's a development league. It's what it's about. Developing these young men, and they come and they compete so hard, but there's different levels that you have to take it to if you want to win a championship, and you need 20 guys to buy into that to get it done. So that's, as you said, I take some positives from it, but they're tough to find right now.
You mentioned him already, kind of in passing, but I mean, Bo Chelsman was a pretty special guy here, 4 years coming off the pandemic.
Yep.
There was more talented players. He wasn't drafted particularly high to you. Wasn't drafted to the NHL. Can you maybe expand a little bit on what you already spoke about?
He's just a great young man. He comes from a farming family, and he's a blue-collar kid, and you can talk to him at any time, and he looks you in the eyes, and I have a ton of appreciation for Bo Gelsman, and it was tough, seeing the tears in his eyes tonight, and what he's given this organization, our community, what he does for this team, and in hockey, you meet all these guys, and you just get a gut feel on who's going to be successful in life, and whether it's playing in the NHL or whether it's just being a successful person, a family man, a good dad, all those kind of things, and that's that's why this league is so great, and those are the qualities that Bo Gelsman has. He's going to be a successful person in life, and a ton, we love the kid.
Is there any, last question, is there any regrets about tonight or about the series?
Oh yeah, I'll have regrets always as a coach. I mean, probably the big guy not taking the face off in game 3 for us at the end. It was a little miscommunication that happened, and it's just little things like that. There's always regrets because we didn't win. So as a coach, could you have pulled this string? Could you have done that thing? But that's what coaching's about. Is what sport's about. It's never fun to lose.
Thank you. That concludes tonight's press conference.